3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody.
Welcome to the Pizza and Hummus podcast.
We're so happy that you're not going to keep going.
What is
Well,
the
we did-
full
we didn't-
You don't
depth?
have to know that. That's the fun part.
Oh, so
Oh, so then we're just going to split?
Yeah,
All
no,
right,
then we're
all
going to
right.
split. We're going to
Okay.
try to figure it out.
all right.
Hey everybody. Welcome to the Pizza and Hummus podcast.
Okay, that's our intro.
It was pretty good.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Pizza and Hummus podcast. We got a good one for you today. We're talking all about driving. With me, we got Vince and Jarrett.
Because who doesn't like to be angry behind the 2-ton motor vehicle?
So put your seatbelts on because it's going to be a bumpy ride.
So what I want to talk about with driving is what was the riding etiquette, what was the riding code that your parents had when you couldn't drive yourself. Richie, you're the youngest.
Youngest.
So when did you get to sit in the front seat? And when you finally bought your car, or like
I don't, there wasn't like a thing.
was there a call shotgun rule?
No, there was no shotgun. I sat in the same seat every time because it was my dad driving, my mom in the passenger seat, me behind my dad, my sister behind my mom, and if it was ever any different, you knew hell froze over. And that's it.
So now let's say it's not Sunday, you're not going to church. It's Monday, your mom's got to get groceries.
Uh-oh.
And you have to go cuz she can't leave you alone.
Right.
Where are you sitting?
I don't think my memory goes back that far where I was sitting in the back seat. So I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you. Probably the worst answer ever. I'm going to say I was riding the back seat when there was an option to ride in the passenger seat. Probably, I'm going to say till I was 5. I don't know. Or maybe 12. 12 seems like a good age to start riding the front seat, right?
Yeah, well that's what it says on the
Oh, we didn't follow that.
on the
No
thing.
way. No.
On the mirror.
I was sitting in the passenger seat at 10 years old smoking cigarettes and playing Keno.
All right, so now I want to pass it off to Jarrett. So, did you guys have any certain driving things that you can recall before you actually got your license?
Yeah, my mom, when it came to sitting in the front seat, she did the Kenny Loggins Danger Zone. So, like, as soon as I was out of the car seat, she's like, all right, I'm not taking the time to buckle you up back there, so get in the front where I can see you. So I'm pretty sure, 4.5, I was riding shoddy in the Dodge Neon. And, yeah, I mean, when it came to Austin, my brother, he was 8 years younger than me, so he was always back default. My dad always had trucks without a back seat in them, so I think what they used to do is they used to turn the car seat, around.
That was an option?
Yeah, even when I was 4, so just face the thing.
You're just facing the wind.
Yeah, and then my dad was just like, all right, this is too complicated. So that was kind of the driving etiquette that way. But I do remember the biggest thing riding with my parents was if you spilled food, you were dead. Like, we go to McDonald's, I drop a McFlurry all over. Happened several times. That was when the car got pulled over, threatened with the belt.
Well, if it happens several times, I probably beat you too. One time done, you say I don't get McFlurries anymore.
I don't know if you know this about me, Richie, but I'm not very coordinated. It does translate in my driving skills a little
Are you
bit.
trying to juggle them?
Yeah. I mean, I just pretty much at 26 years old still need a bib. And it's just kind of been my thing is spilling stuff.
Did your mom ever do the hand seatbelt thing where she?
Oh, yeah.
Anytime
Oh,
she
yeah.
comes to a break, Mom, I got the thing that the government invented around me. You think your hand also moving the same
Yeah.
direction is gonna stop anything?
It's like a superpower. No, I
Yeah.
got this.
Yeah.
Great.
I think my mom would do it just kind of grab me by the throat a little bit when she did that. Just you've ruined my 20s. Type deal. So,
Mom, you're
back
not
at
even
you.
stopping.
Stop. Mom, we're around the corner. Why are you still doing this? As we're going down 24-mile road. Just suburban moms gone wrong.
Yeah, for me, yeah, so I was the oldest, so I pretty much always sat up in the front as far as I know. And then there was one time where my power was questioned, and my brother turned 12, and he got to the car first. Yeah, we had to stop that real quick. Even nowadays, it could be his own car. I'm shotgun. It's a point of power. And I always hated the kids who they go, oh, he gets motion sickness, and they got to have him sit in the front. That's an excuse, and that is a
It
lie.
doesn't even make sense that he would get less motion sickness in the front. I'm sure science could argue with me on that, but the car's going over the same bumps. What do you want, a bus where you're in the if you're on the very back, it's a 20-foot bus. That makes sense. The back hits the bumps harder than the front. I don't know. I just think everyone's an idiot.
Something from Hey Arnold.
When
Right.
it comes to motion sickness, I think that really what it is the temperature of the car. I mean, like, obviously, if you're on a roller coaster and you're doing 6,000, rounds on the tilt-a-whirl, you're going to get sick.
Yeah, I remember, like, if I ever was sick from motion sick, maybe from a fair or whatever it was, the air conditioning would help immensely. That was a big thing.
Nothing's worse than being kind of woozy and then hot. Like, okay, so you enter a pie eating contest, right?
Yeah.
A priest, a rabbi, walk into a pie eating
You
contest.
go into a sauna after you win the blue ribbon, you're gonna barf everywhere.
I don't know. It's just one of those things where I just, like I said, I was always angry at the kids who would get away with that. And I'm like, this is why there's bad parenting now. This is why everyone got the trophy, because every kid started getting motion sickness. I don't understand. You, like, think about it. If this was, there was this one movie I remember watched a long time ago. Essentially, there was a time travel thing, and there was these like kings and knights and stuff. They get to the present day, and they go in a car, and they just freak out, like they're throwing up, they're sick, and the car's going like 5 miles an hour, and it's supposed to be like really funny.
Is this Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
No, it's not Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, but it is equivalent. And I was like, well, that's kind of interesting, because the fastest thing you can go on at the time was a horse. So your body, your brain isn't used to such quick speeds. But now we start off as a baby in a car to come home from the hospital. You go in a car every time you have to go somewhere that's not your house. How are you motion sickness at this point?
I feel ya.
I just don't get it.
I
Just don't get it.
State for the record that Bill and Ted Bogus Journey was way better than Excellent Adventure.
Are you kidding me? If anyone likes Bogus Journey,
You ever played chess with the Grim Reaper? How about Bop It? Foursquare? Guess Who? Monopoly? I'm just naming stuff off the dome now.
Did you say Parcheesi?
I was just gonna say Parcheesi.
So
Whoa, far out, we're friends.
So, okay, so for some reason, Jarrett, your parents allowed you to bring food in after you've broken that rule
7
multiple times.
McFlurry disasters
Every time.
later.
I swear there was probably 13 days in a row that I spilled the McFlurry. Also, my nutrition as a child wasn't very very good at all. So,
Oh boy, Mom, what's for dinner? McFlurries.
So now let's get to the point of, now we're all at teenagers, and you want to drive a car. So did any of you guys get a car, get your license? Did any of you guys get your license once you turned 16?
No.
no, I was 17.
Yeah.
You were 17 too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I knew you before you drove. I know I always volunteered to drive.
Right.
But
No, yeah, I didn't. I don't know why I wasn't like in a rush to drive. I was just like, one of my buddies at lunch was just like, I'm doing driver's training in November, and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta do that. Like, it's my taxes. I should probably get that done. And so I did it, and I got one question wrong on the final exam for the driver's training test, and it was Michigan is shaped like a glove, true or false? And I was like, easy giveaway, true, false. It's a mitten.
oh,
Why even mark it down? Just say, haha, have a good summer. Is Michigan shaped like a mitten? Yep. Just tell me that one. Don't put it on the actual
you already had
test.
so much pressure on this test,
Right.
trying to memorize everything, and then it's just like, is it a glove? Okay, I think so.
Probably. It's like,
Dude, are they counting the UP? Like, what is that?
yeah.
It was very horrendous being in the car when you're in the back seat. Some kid you don't know, he already looks nervous. It's your first time driving. He tells you to meet him at a Dunkin' Donuts at 7:30 a.m. Doesn't even buy you food, makes you buy him yourself. Then you're driving on Hall Road at 8 a.m. on a Saturday.
Perfect.
He covers some kid's eyes. I hope he can hear this because I'm still scarred.
So the guy, my first time on a highway, it's you and another kid, and you guys are gonna go back and forth, and you got the driving instructor, right? So I'm driving first, and we're on a highway, driving instructor in the passenger seat, and other kid behind me, I don't know him. He's in the back seat. And I'm driving highway 70 miles an hour, and for some reason, again, first time on the highway, this was confusing to me. He goes, all right, you're gonna merge left and you're gonna keep right. That like cut a wire in my brain, and my brain just shut off. So instead of going left, merging left onto an exit, or going straight, staying on the road, I went in the middle, you know, where they have those big barrels of water and the road divides and there's big things. So I'm just going 70 miles an hour towards the divide of the two roads. And so he slams on his brake on the passenger seat, and everything, his hot coffee opened up and spilled all over his lap, and he's cussing. He's like, dude, what the F? And like literally yelling at me, and he's like, what? So I was done driving for the day. And so then it was the kid. So he's got hot coffee spilled on him, and then it's the other kid's turn to drive. I'm in the back seat. You're just saying, well, maybe I could take a cab everywhere, you know, looking at my options.
Uber wasn't around yet.
Right, no, they didn't have that. And so now the other kid's driving, and he's like, all right, make a Michigan left. So going 50 miles an hour, the kid makes a Michigan left, hits the curb, pops the tire.
Oh, no.
So now this guy, it's like again, I started in November, so it's like November, December, and it's in the morning, and he's changing a tire, freezing his ass off, while we're just sitting there crossing our arms, just like waiting for Dad to stop being mad at us, like we spilled a McFlurry in the back seat. And I can just picture, like, I'm sure that morning too, his wife served him papers as well, and he's just like, my wife don't love me. I got hot coffee spilled on me. This tire's gonna come out of my paycheck. Like, he's just having the worst week ever, and I'm just like, this guy's angry, and I don't know why.
He's just cranking the lug nuts like, I should have finished physical therapy school. I should have finished.
I could have been a
shouldn't have went
plumber.
on that rock career. You know, LA was good times, but not for this crap.
He's like crack rock.
All I know is, you know what's kind of weird was, and I think this is why my driving school I went to closed, we never had the kid in the back seat. And you're like supposed to.
Right.
So we just
Witness.
didn't. Yeah, we had no witness. So it'd be just me and this guy who essentially looked like he couldn't get out of the car. Like, he was so big. He looked like he was like the car was now becoming part of him. Because he was just like stuck in there.
The worst transformer ever.
And like before I took driver's training, my dad would bring home cars because he had a dealer plate, so he can bring home whatever car he wants. And I would drive brand new cars. So I would drive Chargers. I would drive Corvettes. Keep in mind, I'm doing this like in our neighborhood, so it's 25 miles an hour, you know, very easy, very smooth. And I'm going like 5 to 10 because I'm paranoid.
Right.
So, you know, but I had all this stuff, but it was so used to the cars being smooth. And like when you turn left, it would go left, you know, simple, crazy things.
Yeah.
And I have this car, and this car is just, I mean, if you want to go left, you got to spin it at least 980 just to go left. And like just the gas was, you know, you pretty much have to just jam it into the ground in order for it to go. This huge mess. And I think part of it was because of the guy, though, because it always felt tilted. Anyways, so when I was going to go on the highway, first time I go on the highway, I'm about to go, and now he's like, all right, you know, you're going to merge, you're going to go on the highway. Okay, that's all he said. So I start going on the highway. Well, I'm like used to the precautions, so I'm like slowing down. I'm hitting my brakes, and he's like, no, you have to accelerate like it's a race car. I'll never forget that. He's like, it's like a race car.
Just Kiefer
So I was like,
Sutherland in every movie.
So I
24.
was so freaked out. I was like, okay. I'm like, so I'm thinking I'm gonna floor it, and then we're gonna die, and it'll be his fault. So because he
go.
said like a race car,
Guilt free.
and then I blasted through, and then I went on there, and it was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, he was not happy. I'll never forget like a race car. It looked like that character in episode 1 of Star Wars, that really fat frog thing.
Yeah.
That's essentially what he was doing as I was going. I just started flooring it. And by flooring it, I was probably hitting like 45.
Right. On that junk
I was
heap.
such a, like an old person driver, just super slow.
What do you mean was?
Yeah, I know, right? And everyone's like, it takes you an hour and a half to get there. It took me an hour. And I was like, well, I follow the rules, so.
We all have distinctly different driving Like Vince is like super cautious, always probably the go-to driver. I'm like, well, if you want to risk living today, maybe drive with me. And then Richie's like, well, I'm not driving at all. So
I'll just stay home. I just saw a thing today. It was like, if I have to parallel park to meet you somewhere, don't invite me.
Which is like, where do
Right.
you even? They were so focused. Once you learn parallel parking, then you're a real driver,
Right.
Because you'll never use it ever again. It's the cursive of parking.
It is.
With me, I didn't get my license right at 16 either. I turned 16 in November, and I did finish some of my classes, but it was snowing really bad that winter, and I thought I was experiencing driving in the winter for the first time, and so when I was experiencing it, I realized something very quick, and that if you hit the brakes, that doesn't mean your car is going to stop.
No, not guaranteed. Sometimes.
No guarantee in the winter. You hit the brakes, your car could just keep on going.
Car's just like, nah, let's keep driving.
Yeah, so I was like, nope, I'm not going there, because our driving instructor was like, you should get your test taken in the winter, because then you can drive extra slow and they won't care. And I was like, nope, because even when I drive slow, I'm still sliding.
Right.
So I waited until like, I think that spring or May. So I was about, 16 and a half. I didn't officially turn 17 yet, but I was pretty close to where I was like, okay, now I'll take my test. And then I got it. When you guys got your first cars, how did that go? Like, for example, for me, my parents were like, if you get straight A's, we'll get you a car. That shit didn't happen. So like, okay, well, here's the second best choice. Whatever money you save, will match, and then whatever that total is, that's what you'll buy a car. So if you save up $1,000, they give you $1,000, you now have $2,000 for a car, and vice versa.
Math.
Yeah, but luckily for me, even though I was terrible at school, I was a great saver. So any money I get, birthday, Christmas, you name it, I would save it up. I also worked as like a roadie job, so I was doing that, putting all money away. I saved up $4,000. So my parents were like, crap, we shouldn't have did that matching thing. So then they had to give me $4,000, and then I went and I leased Fusion, Ford Fusion, black. It was amazing.
Man, your parents live by their word. If that was that, if my parents they were like, okay, we'll match you, and then I got $4,000, they'd be like, yeah, nope, we'll give you 1,000. We assumed you'd get 1,000.
We assumed pretty low.
Yeah, so in new rules, 1,000, unless you match, whichever one's the lowest.
Yeah, my dad did the A's and B's thing. Since I was like the golden boy when it came to grades, I had a Fusion 2, drove that around for a while, and then went to college. I was gone. See, my dad got it when I was like just turned 16. So he had it for like a year, and he was like, well, I'm going to teach you how to drive with this. 2 months before my license, he started teaching me how to drive. So I was like 16 in 10 months. So for 10 months, my dad was like, oh yeah, I don't want to take my truck. Got to take the car. So like it was like his car for a year. So then I learned how to drive in it, which he actually was pretty good at teaching me how to drive. He would do a couple beers, and then we'd go out at night. and then he used to do this thing where he would just like, I'm trying to think of the best way to like equate this. Like he would like treat me like I was like Neo and he was Morpheus. Like he would just ask me random questions and stuff all the time. Like we'd be driving down like 30 Mile and Romeo, and he'd be like, what's the speed limit? And I'd be like, oh crap. So I started like paying attention to everything that was on the speed limit. He's like, where are we at right now? I don't know, Almont, Michigan. Why are we in Almont? Because I wanted to go to the McDonald's out here. Wow, that's a really far drive. We passed like 6 of them on the way out here. So he used to do that stuff to me all the time. And then he'd be like, change the radio. What? Change the radio. Nobody likes 89X.
Too much Sum 41, if you ask me.
Battle my rage.
I thought you were going to take like a Karate Kid approach. Like he would just like, you'd be going down a mile road, you hit a red light, and he'd go, put on this blindfold. You'd be like, Dad, I can't see. And he'd go, trust.
Feel the road.
You put it on, and you both almost die.
There was one time where he had more than a couple beers, and he was like, if I fall asleep, wake me up. And I was like, yeah, you're going to need to be awake. So he fell asleep. And I had to wake him up. It was always the most random times, too. Hey, Dad, you want to go driving? No, 5:30, normal time. 11:32 at night, playing Halo. Hey, we're going out driving. But I'm talking to my friends. We're going out driving. You want your license, don't you? Oh, God dang it. Have you been drinking?
It was interesting because at least to this day, I know if I drive and my parents are in the car, For some reason, whenever I drive with them, we're always near death. We're always, and I'm a safe driver. I'm a boring driver, but we're always near a death panic attack. My mom's always slamming her imaginary brakes on her side. My dad's always freaking out and swearing. So now I just let them drive. I just gave up because I was like, no, I'm like, apparently my license doesn't mean anything to you people.
Right.
Like, for some reason, I always miss seeing like cars coming after me, even though I've been applying the brake and I see it.
Right.
But like my mom, she would like freak out really bad. My dad was usually calm, but if he did react, I was like, oh God, we're gonna die, But he would do the same thing where he's like, what road are we on? What mile road are we on? And to this day, I still don't know. I have zero sense of direction.
Do you remember when we started working at our internship and our dads, we had to do the drive down there?
Yeah.
But us driving down there turned into my dad saying, we'll take my car, and your dad being like, all right, and taking shotgun, and my dad driving down there. Because I think that was like subtly like my dad's like, no, I don't want Jarrett to drive, and your dad's like, no, I don't want Vince to drive. So they just did it down there.
I remember once, this is so dumb, before I had, social cues and what was okay, my sister was driving. She was in driver's training, and my dad's in the passenger seat. I'm in the back seat. We were doing errands or something. It was a weekend. And so we're driving home, and in my head, my brain goes, all right, Richie, this will probably be funny and appropriate. And so out of nowhere, I go, watch out! And I misread the room, and I got yelled at for the next month.
One time, my little brother, he was telling me, he was like, I want to say he was about maybe 5 or 6. He was a little kid. And it was when the first Transformers movie came out. Okay, so he's a lot younger than me. And first Transformers came out, and his favorite car was Bumblebee. Yeah, so it was the Camaro, the yellow guy or whatever. So he's in the car with my uncle, and they're driving, and he sees a yellow Camaro. And he just starts freaking out. And he goes, Bumblebee, Bumblebee, Bumblebee. And my uncle goes, Bumblebee, what the fuck? Where? And he's freaking out. He's stuck in it. All while he's driving, he was like, there's a Bumblebee in it. Where is it? He's like lifting up his shirt and shaking it and stuff. He had no idea what was going on.
Jarrett, what's your dream car?
I don't know. I have a Fusion now. It's my second one that I've had. The thing I notice about the Fusion is not only are they kind of rough in the snow, they're a little low to the ground, and being, over 6 feet, like that kind of gets old. My lease is coming up, and the things I'm looking at, because I don't really have I want a Corvette because too low to the ground, and I'm not really a big sports car guy or car guy in general, but I had a Ford Ranger, which was like perfect space-wise, but just terrible truck overall because it was super old. But if money wasn't an object, I'm pretty sure I would do a truck.
Okay.
I always thought a Ferrari would be kind of cool, but I don't know. I think even if I had a ton of money, I'd be like, yeah, it's a Ferrari, but I spent so much money on this. I'm going to be worried about it scratching, and it's low to the ground, so I got to deal with all that stuff, and I'm just going to be paranoid the whole time. I need a piece of crap car that can get me from A to B. The Jeep, for me, does the job. I love the Jeep. Okay. I would just constantly get a Jeep. It's perfect size. And now that gas prices aren't too crazy, I can actually afford it.
Doesn't kill you. Yeah.
Okay, so now we did the grown up. What kind of car do you want now that we've aged and become more cynical? What kind of cars did you want when you were a kid? Maybe we weren't big fans of having cars, but I'll give you an example for me. I wanted not a specific car because I didn't know the names of them, but I wanted a cool car. So just imagine cool car in your head.
Boom.
That's got hydraulics, because I played a lot of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Had to have the big rims with spinners. Got to get them spinning. Got to get the neon lights at the bottom. Cool sound system. Essentially, whatever Pit My Ride did, add that with hydraulics.
Essentially, your car was a Skechers light-up shoe with wheels on it.
Yes. I want the kids be jealous in gym time.
At one field trip, we went to, is it the Ford Museum?
Yeah. Greenfield Village.
Yeah, we went.
Ford Museum.
And is this correct? They had a Viper.
Yeah, display. Dodge Viper.
They had a Dodge Viper on display, and I said, "This is the car I want." And I got to sit in it, and I was like, "Here we are. I figured it out. I know a car I like." And so it was that until someone told me they stopped making Vipers, and then they might have made one more version.
They tried. It flopped. But I had a Viper toy, and I wanted a Viper too.
Yeah.
And a Harley Davidson motorcycle. And then, Vince, you said this earlier about Need for Speed Underground. I made a pink Nissan Skyline with blue underglow, and I was telling everyone that was gonna be my first car.
See,
As
back
soon as you
then,
make
back,
that
back then it was
car.
that tough guys wear pink thing. That was all
Yeah.
the rage.
All right.
Funny enough with the Viper story. So there was a time where I wanted a Viper because it was called a Viper.
Right.
And it had a picture of a Viper on it. So I was like, this is amazing. My dad brought home a Viper once. And it was at a birthday party. So he brought it home. You know, he took like my grandfather for a drive and all that type of stuff. So all the cars are all lined up, you know, in the park. You know, they're all parked up in the driveway. And my younger brother Anthony, he took his bicycle and was deciding to ride through, and it wouldn't fit in between the cars. And let's just say his handlebar totally just scratched the crap out of this brand new red Viper.
Oh my
As
god.
he's wiggling it down because it won't go through the cars. Instead of going like on the grass or going around it, nope, he's like, you got to go through.
Does Anthony not know there's like 18 entrances into your house?
He didn't at the time. I think he was like 6. He was a little kid. Okay, to put it in perspective, I think as it was scratching through, I think that little like that glitter string thing that used to be on the ends of bicycles, I think that fell out. I think that's how young he was.
Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, it was at a birthday party. I can't believe I almost forgot that. He scratched the whole freaking Viper thing.
So how pissed was your dad when that happened?
I don't know if it was. I mean, like, he was obviously mad, but I think it was worse because like. It's like he has a whole family there, so then you have like a grandparent being like, "Oh, see, when I was raising you kids, I wouldn't let you scratch the Viper." Like, you know, get all that passive aggressive. You know, well, that's just what they do. They destroy things that are nice. Like,
Look at this. See how they're raising them?
okay, so one thing I've noticed is, at least I noticed with my car and everyone else's car, is, you know, we always just you drive, and then you got the passenger seat, and then the back is just a giant garbage can.
Yep.
Where you just throw all your garbage, all your, you know, fast food, all your drinks, you know, whatever. You throw all that in the back, and then it's like, but like every time I have someone's gonna drive my car, I just go, oh yeah, just, you know, just push it all to the side. You just gotta just grab it. Just gotta grab by the clumps and just throw it over.
Every time you come take a seat in someone's car, like, yeah, come take a seat in the back. Hold on, I gotta clean up real quick. And then they're just mopping and sweeping for like 17 minutes the back of their seat as they're clearing out.
They're
the trash
pushing
can.
all their old college books and things just off to the side. Like,
Right.
yeah, you know, I don't really get to clean my car.
Nice pair of Reeboks.
Like we're always like so surprised that someone's gonna be here now.
Humans.
My brother, he's the guy who just has fast food bags everywhere, and he even keeps the drinks in there.
Gross.
That's gotta be the worst thing.
Yeah.
The people, you leave the drink, like,
make
it's
an ass
tempting.
bottle.
It's tempting, but you leave the drink in there and it's paper, so it starts to dissolve. I remember one time his was so bad, the cup, you know, it got taken out or whatever, but like the cup holder was just knee
That's
deep
now the cup
in
holder.
just nasty soda and drinks.
Ew.
It just sits there and it's like, oh man. So
Yeah,
bad.
the pennies and the dimes and stuff, that was horrible.
Yeah.
My parents' cars. I don't know
Yeah.
why they just didn't clean it out.
Collecting rust.
I'm actually like a freak about that. Like, I don't leave change in my car. Like, that's
Corrosion.
just disgusting.
Yeah.
They're always sticky.
Yeah, it's like a
Always-
sick
They're
thing.
always so sticky. Those sticky pennies, and you're trying to get it for the each change, but then you're like, ooh, now I gotta wash my hands. We should talk about driving in snow. It's always weird when you always hear, like, you know, if it snows in California, all the cars explode all at once, and they don't go to school for 10 years.
Right.
Like, what was it, Alabama? I saw a BuzzFeed article where it was like, Alabama's literally the Walking Dead. And I was like, no, it's not. It was crazy. People abandoning their cars, all this stuff. I was like, a little bit of ice? Get a blow dryer.
Right.
It'll probably warm up. You're in the South.
Yeah.
Right.
This is crazy. Okay, so I feel like here's an expression that I always get confused about what they mean, because if they mean one way, I'm gonna be mad. If they mean the other way, I'd be like, okay. I always hear this phrase, yeah, people drive in the winter, they act like they never drove in winter before. That's why I always hear that. People drive like they never drove in the snow before. Mm-hmm. What does that mean? Does that mean A, that they're driving too slow? B, they're driving too fast? Or C, they're just spinning out of control and driving in reverse? Like, what does that mean?
I'm going to say that means that they're driving too slow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that or accidents, because I've heard that, like, someone be like, I went down, M59 and everybody was in a ditch. People don't know how to drive in the winter. Like, I don't know why everyone is now from New York and Michigan.
See, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I know, but I feel like Richie's got the correct answer. They
Right.
always say, like, they're driving too slow. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's snow and ice. If I drive the speed limit, I'm going to slide and kill everybody in
Right.
sight. Like, haven't we learned anything? So I never understood that. They're like, oh, yeah, people just need to drive faster. It's like, when you're in a little neon that spins at the sight of wind, you can't be driving fast.
No.
You will kill everybody.
If anyone tails me, like, if anyone's tailing me while we're in the big snowstorm, I'm gonna get out of my car and just murder you.
You
Like,
could probably get
what
out of
are
the
you
car,
doing?
murder them, get back in your car because it'll just be sliding 10 miles
Right.
an hour on ice, and you'll be just fine.
Ghost
Unless
ride.
you have a giant, brand new truck with the most amazing tires, and you have just chains on those tires or whatever else they do nowadays. Like, then I can understand why you're blasting the snow. However, you shouldn't be an asshole to everybody else.
Right.
Because your car is durable for this winter crap. I mean, I got 4-wheel drive. I got a Jeep. My car drives great. I can, comfortably drive now. But I hated that. It's like, yeah, no, when it's winter, yeah, you should drive slow. When it rains and it's, slippery,
Yeah.
you probably should drive slow.
drive slow.
People don't know how to drive. You don't know how to drive.
I was going to
You're
say,
dumb.
I hear that all the time about rain. Every time it rains, someone says that to me. People don't know how to drive in the rain. They just forget. It's like they never went. Did they get the license plate out of a lunchbox? Am I right, Pops?
Cracker Jack.
Isn't it weird that everyone thinks that everybody else is a crazy driver except them? It's like, all these crazy drivers out here. I'm going to make a Snapchat post about it. Take out my phone, text and drive, go 80. It's only snowing. Why can't people learn to drive like me? Everyone's so dumb when they drive.
I got one-wheel drive.
I'm going to hit my kid in the back while not looking in front of me. One thing I noticed that was kind of nice was, like, once you learn to drive, the highways are the best. I mean, unless it's like a blizzard or something, but like I get angry if I'm driving too long, like in a local area, and I gotta watch out for signs and people.
Signs are
I
stupid.
I can't run over dogs. Like, going on a highway is just a straight shot. It's great. You get lost, crank on music, and you're just
Highway
yes.
on the summer,
Yeah.
music, window down. Wow.
Now,
Rascal
however,
Flats.
if you're on a highway and it's traffic,
It's the worst thing ever.
Might as
it's the
well
worst
just
thing
kill
ever.
myself.
Yeah, I'm always like, someone better be dead up there. There better be something crazy.
Better be a good
I better
excuse.
go up there and feel bad and
Right.
want to pray for these people, because if it's just because some people are just slow or there's too many people on the road,
There's nothing
I'm
ever
gonna
at
make
the
an
front.
accident.
There's nothing ever at the front. It's just, I don't know. I never figure it out. It's just one person who's just like, I like to take my time.
Well,
Sometimes I just like to take my time.
he didn't get the race car speech.
Right.
That was the problem.
Yeah.
Besides waiting in traffic, that gets me mad. The only thing that also gets me mad is when people have bumper stickers. You could have a bumper sticker that agrees with everything that I believe in
I
and
hate you.
stand for, and I'll hate you.
Right.
I just don't like you.
Right.
Bumper sticker, as Dimitri Meyer would put it, says, "Oh, that means we can't be friends
Right. I'm sorry.
because you're so obnoxious." And sometimes I have to drive up just so I can read it, just so I know what type of person I'm getting
How
mad
much
at.
do I hate you?
I still see Bush Cheney, Obama Biden,
Right.
any other duo.
Yeah.
It's
Do you
like,
think
stop.
It's literally the equivalent of a tattoo because you're gonna disagree, but it's probably gonna be dumber than a tattoo. You get the little guy peeing on the Ford
my
symbol.
God.
Calvin peeing on stuff.
You get listen, if there's any invitation to crash into your car, it's the little family members that you got at Walmart.
You know what's even worse than that, though? The people that still get the stick peeper stuff, but it's just like the anti-stick people stuff.
Right.
It's like, my dinosaur ate your stick people
Right.
family. Your stick people family sucks. Like, you're still doing it.
You
You're
did
still
it.
making the post.
Stop pretending like you're not doing it.
Yeah.
I don't get as mad about window stickers as I do bumper stickers. For some reason, bumper stickers like set me over the edge.
Because bumper stickers are worse somehow. Because window stickers, it's just an outline, and it's like, that's nice. It flows. It's not nice. I hate it. But bumper stickers, it's like when you poorly crop a photo and you put it on another photo. It's like you can see. I like when I see a girl driving a truck, and then there's 14 bumper stickers that says, country girl, cowboy, gun. It's got only
camo.
cowboys only. If old Cowgirls, do it. Let's do it, cowgirl. You've never ridden a horse in your life. You just have heard one. You saw one Dale Earnhardt Jr. race, and then you listen to Blake Shelton's album, and you're like, I'm a cowgirl. I live in Michigan. I've never seen the West. I haven't even seen the west side of Michigan. I've never seen any part of the West. I'm a cowgirl. My dad gave me this truck. I hate them. What?
When I go to the gas station, all right, they have all these. They have these 3 buttons, and I don't even know what they do. I just press the one button that says unleaded or regular. Who is the trillionaire that gets the premium gold gas that costs $20 billion more?
Volkswagen Jetta, car from the future.
One time, it was I don't know if it was a gas storage, it was something, and I needed gas, and the unleaded was all out. They were all out of. I don't know you could do that. Apparently, they're all out. There was no more dead dinosaurs that they could turn into.
Ran out.
To turn the stuff. So I had to do a premium. I did it one time, and it was expensive, but my car did at least feel like it lasted longer.
Really?
It did feel like I got more miles out of it and all that stuff. I don't know, but it just, for some reason, I put in the premium. I was like, oh man, this is ridiculous. Like, I think I'm the first guy to ever do premium that's like making less than $1,000 a year.
Did you say dead dinosaurs because it's called fossil fuels?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's what it is, right?
There's a bunch of archaeologists with brick, like mortar and pestle, just grinding up gasoline. We need more fossil
Vince is
fuels.
at the gas station with a tiny brush on the ground. Nope, they're all out.
Ooh, a shell. And he puts it in his pocket. I'm gonna give this to my girlfriend for Valentine's.
Puts it up to his
You
ear.
stole a raptor egg? What were you doing, Vince Vaughn? Another big ripoff. Car insurance. That's got to be the greatest theft.
There's no reason that I pay a premium every month that now when I get in an accident, I have to give you $500. Why? Why do I have to give you $500?
Didn't I do that every month for the last my lifetime?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Think about this. I always think about this, like for the insurance. So, like, okay, you pay them all this money, right? Each month for insurance. You're paying them all this money. They're not doing anything.
No.
They don't do anything until you get in a car accident. So you figured, okay, they'll just take your money that you gave to them and they'll just put it in there. Like an escrow when you buy a house. You put the money in the escrow, they take that money, they pay your taxes, they pay all this stuff. Mm-hmm. Why don't they just do that? This money is it's stealing. And then they want you to pay for the accident after, and then they go, oh, we'll take off $20 because you bought the premium. Like,
it doesn't make any sense.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, well, I just got in an accident. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Basically, we're just going to stick this big pole in your bum and see how that works out.
Pissing me off.
Pissing me off. I don't know. Like, I mean, we did all the holidays. I was going to do Valentine's Day, but it's like, it's a split of this. If you don't have anyone to celebrate Valentine's Day is shit. Right. If you do, you're like, well, I'm gonna celebrate anyway, so okay. Like I couldn't think of enough funny topics.
It'll come down to describing the last 3 Valentine's Day dates.
Yeah,
and then you're like, man, all right, back to Pimp My Ride. Okay, so you telling me Exhibit was a rapper? We're gonna talk about it every effing episode.
Could do the Pimp My Ride rant part 2.
Oh yeah. You know what's funny about the Pimp My Ride cars is they're just horrible.
They're bad
like,
cars.
They never fixed anything mechanically with them.
Same engine.
Like, I haven't had an oil change in 15,000 miles. Yeah, but we put TVs in your spinners.
Yeah, but my battery's dead. It doesn't work.
We know you needed all your tires rotated. A pretty simple task that usually comes free with an oil change. But we decided to take out your steering wheel.
I'm pretty sure you needed a transmission flush to get your car running right. So what we did was we took a muffler and made it into a Tootsie Roll because I know that you like the Willy Wonka movies.
Now, Mechanic Mike, he likes to take pop cans and turn them into airplanes and sell them at the Peach Festival. So he did that the whole time. Your car looks the same.
This is West Side Willie.
We know you like Back to the Future, so we took your least favorite one, the third one where they went to Old West, and we made the whole car an Old West style. There's no engine, there's no horse, there's just lassos, and you can't go anywhere.
You're going to need a train to push you 88 miles an hour to go back in time so that way you can not join us.
Never come back. We heard you like Woody over Buzz Lightyear. We disagree, but we made a whole Woody themed wallpaper on the inside of your car. Giddy up.
This is Slippery Foot Steve. He knows you're into crafts. He's into crafts too. He's actually our craftsman craft specialist. So what he did was he took a big ball of rubber bands and hung it from your rearview mirror. That's it.
Threw some glitter on it. It looks like a disco ball.
This was a 30-minute episode to get to that ending.
I know
With
you
40
need
minutes of commercials.
I know you need a new alternator, but what we did was we take your sedan and we actually made an ice cream truck.
We know how much you like small businesses, and so we turned it into a food truck for crappy Indian food. Good luck with the startup fees.
I hope you're FDA approved because you're not going to be able to drive this thing without that approval.
The health inspector's on his way, and you got salmonella everywhere.
See, I feel like this is a real testament to us, like the kid version of us. We're like, man, I hope they put extra neon at the bottom of the car. Now we're like, man, I hope they check the oil of that thing because it's gotta be bad.
What are the taxes on that? Am I gonna see that at the end of the year?
The first 3 minutes and 15 seconds of every Pimp My Ride are just self-promotion for Exhibit.
Yes.
He's always doing the jump cut where he's just jumping down the street and he's like, yo, it's X to the Z. And then he's like, he opens the door and the guy's like, whoa, it's Exhibit. And he's like, I know. Looks at the camera. It's X to the Z. Like, does it every time.
I feel like with Pimp My Ride, they were like, let's see if we could take someone who isn't a rapper, give him a rap name, and just see if people believe us. If we just keep showing clips without any sound of him in music videos, quote unquote, rapping, but they'll never hear the sound, I think enough people will believe that this guy's famous and a rapper. And everyone will just be like, no, maybe I'm just mistaken. Maybe, yeah, I think I've heard of Exhibit before. You haven't. You haven't. Anyone who says they owned an Exhibit CD before Pimp My Ride is dumb and a liar. And they also own a Dreamcast and an N-Gage.
I bought one of Exhibit's CDs.
No, you stop.
No.
after Pimp My Ride because
Well, yeah,
he had the
see?
song Mean Muggin'. That was the only song that I ever knew Exhibit had.
with
Yeah. That was
with
Nick Cannon's Gigolo.
how come
Now that's what I call shitty rap music.
understood why, like, okay, Exhibit comes, he picks up the car and drives it, he drops it off,
Right.
and then he's no longer in the thought process like,
Right.
hey, how about instead of playing telephone, you just go straight to the source. Okay, so what does this kid like? This kid likes marbles. Okay, how are we gonna do this? Like, Exhibit did nothing.
No.
He just comes at the end like, hey,
Right.
I'm gonna take full credit. West Coast Customs, they're in the background. If you notice, they're blurred out because they're focusing on me right now.
Yeah, he was always just like, I'm so excited that they liked it. You put in zero effort
Right.
besides getting it here.
Exhibit is like the realtor for West Coast Customs. He's a glorified door opener, and then you don't see him the rest of the time.